Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome to the Man to Man podcast. We are here live today, and we're so excited that you have chosen to tune in with us. Whether you're watching this on the replay or whether you are watching this live, welcome. We are so glad you're here. I am one of your hosts, James Howard Jr. I'm a youth pastor out of Hattiesburg, Mississippi, man. Just love the Lord and love to see men honor God in every single part of their lives. Who else we got here with us, man? What's your name?
Your
Who you
co-host.
is?
Yeah. My name's Ralph Peters out of Houston, Texas. Church planner, artist, creative, lover of the Lord, father, husband, all those things. But most importantly, son of God. Let's
Hey,
go. Yes,
hey,
sir.
you better,
Yes, sir.
you better say it. You
That's
better
what's
praise the Lord. Praise the Lord, man.
Yes, Lord.
Man, again, thank y'all for tuning into Men to Men podcast, man. This is like our what, fourth or fifth live stream, something like that.
I missed one.
You missed
So
one.
together, maybe third or fourth, maybe.
Yeah,
But
I say fourth.
yeah,
You was there in spirit, you know what I'm
I
saying?
was for sure.
And it wasn't your fault. You had an emergency, but
Yeah,
you was there. You was
definitely.
there, man. So again, man, thank y'all for tuning in. And so today, man, we got a little bit of a special type of talk, man. As you guys know, our mission here at the Men to Men ministry, not just the Men to Men podcast, but everything we do online is to help men honor God in every single part of their lives. And so we got 5 different areas that we focus on. We focus on you as your spiritual health as a man. We focus on your mental, your emotional health. Focus on your relationships, whether that be with your kids, with your wife, with your friends, with your coworkers, with your church members. And we talk about the physical health, and then we also talk about that
Yeah.
money, man. All 5 of those things are important parts of life. I would say probably make up most of your life, if not all of
Yeah.
your life. Those 5 are pretty
Yeah.
solid things, right? And so today, y'all, we're going to be specifically talking about that money, right? That shmoney, right? We're going to be
Mhm.
talking about how we spend it, how we save it, how we budget it, and all that kind of stuff. And we're going to be talking basic tips. Neither of us are
Mhm.
experts when it comes to finances and all that kind of stuff. I'm not, right?
Speak
Um,
for
but
yourself.
but
Nah.
I don't know what kind of money Mr. Moneybags Raff right there. I don't know what he got going on.
Yes,
Just
sir.
sitting, he's actually sitting on a bag of money right now. Actually,
Come
right now, if
on.
y'all were wondering.
Hey.
But yeah, man, we're not financial experts, man, but there are some basic things that I think as men, as the leaders of our household, as the leaders of our lives, as leaders in the community, there's some important things that we need to have just in place when it comes to money. And a lot of times, Raph, some people say that money is evil. People have said that before. Money
Man,
is just
they
evil.
they say money. They say money. They misappropriate the scriptures.
Right.
Money is the root of all evil.
Yeah.
Psych. God said, "Nah."
No, man. It's that
Nah,
love of money, man. And
the
so
love.
I truly believe this is not a prosperity thing, but I truly believe that God wants us to be stewards of whatever we have, whether we have a little bit, whether we have a lot. God wants us to be wise. God wants us to be smart,
Yeah,
not even just with our money, but with our resources, with our talents, with our gifts, with the connections and different things we have in our communities and in our house and all that kind of stuff, man. We just want to be good stewards. At the end of the day,
yeah.
whatever it is that we possess, right?
Come on,
Because it's really not ours anyway, right?
come
It's
on now.
all God's.
Yeah,
But whatever we have, whatever God has allowed us to borrow,
yeah.
right? We want to make sure that we're being good stewards of it. And so if you're making, 100,000 a year, a million a year, whatever, man, or if
Send
you,
me some money.
right, or if you're making minimum wage,
Yeah.
at a local fast food restaurant, God still wants you to be a good steward of whatever you have. So we're gonna be talking about that. We're gonna be talking about that today. So get your notepads and your pens out so you can get ready because there's some things that I think is going to be pretty good, and we're going to be actually looking at the. We're not going to look at clips, but we're going to be talking about the video that we posted on last week. Not a live stream, just a regular video we had on the Men to Men YouTube page where we're going to talk about some basic money tips and stuff like that. All right, man. So, dude, before we get started, man, how you doing, bro? You feeling good? Feeling good?
Yeah. It's Friday, baby. We at the end of the week, so it's been a busy week and even more busy days ahead. But
Yeah.
as the old folks used to say, I'm alive, and
Hey.
how they put it, I'm alive, and then I see. I'm trying to use the old folks. Can't even remember what the old folks used to say.
Right.
I got my mind. I got my mind though, but no, I don't got my mind because I can't remember what the old folks.
Right.
We good, bro.
I
We
know
good
some
over
some
here.
of the
We good.
old school phrases like I'm on the right side of the dirt,
It'd
my
be
brother.
like, wait a minute, what? But it makes sense, but it
I'm
don't.
on the right
It's
side of
like,
the dirt. We got a
what?
guy, man,
The
who
right side. That's
he
crazy.
helps here at the church, man, and every time you ask him how he doing, he'll say something different. So it's always interesting. So yesterday I saw him. I was like, man, how you doing, dude? He said, man, I'm doing good. If I was doing any better, I had to take medicine for it. And so I was
Yeah.
like,
Mm,
Uh, yes, sir. That's
right.
that's
Right.
good. So I'm assuming that's good, right? and he just went on with what he's doing.
Either you got to take medicine for it, or you done took something,
Right,
and it
right.
done
Yeah.
made you happy.
Hey, he was in a good mood. We're just gonna leave it at
That
that, man.
is hilarious.
But yeah, man. End of the week, man. We at the end of the first
Yeah.
month of 2024.
Wow, bro.
Um, man, we entering into this whole tax season.
Come on.
So probably a lot of us,
Refund.
hopefully, are getting a little change back from the government.
Uncle Sam, come
You
on
know what I'm
now.
saying? The I, the R, and the S may be giving us some change back. So we just
Right.
want to make sure we get stewards with that, man. Because
Yeah.
sometimes you may ball out, think you get this lump sum of money, it's
Yeah.
mine. They just give it back to me, so I'm gonna go turn up. But we still want to make sure we're wise, right?
Facts.
Still want to make sure we're
facts.
wise with all of that. And some people might have to pay back. So Lord, we gonna pray for a good refund for everybody who watching
Yes,
this right now.
Lord.
There we
Yes,
go.
Lord.
All right, man. So, dude, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna jump into a little bit of a game. Y'all know how we do. We got a couple people on right now. Let me see. This your boy Clark. Was he on last time?
Yeah,
Yo, what
yeah.
up?
Bishop Clark, Church
Hey.
Planner Clark, Barber
Hey.
Clark. Hey, I need a cut for real, for
Hey,
real.
man.
Hey,
You
but
know what I'm
that's my
saying?
guy. That's one of my best friends, man.
I guess
Good
cool,
people.
man. That's what's up, man. And dude, so we're gonna jump into this right here. This game is pretty simple. I don't know how many of y'all watching are sneakerheads. Listen, dude, I try to be a sneakerhead during COVID. It'll
It's the
work
best
out,
time
right?
to.
Right.
Yeah.
I bought old sneakers and I try to do this whole YouTube thing where I was like redid sneakers, man, because that was like what I was watching on YouTube.
That's
Bro,
fire.
too much work, man. And so I thought to myself, what, I'm gonna be a sneakerhead, man. I'm gonna be that guy who wears them. I used to love sneakers in middle school and high school and stuff like that. But I was quickly reminded why your boy can't be a sneakerhead, at least not right now, not until we get the money up to where we can just buy stuff when we just want to buy it, like extra stuff, right? Because sneakers are expensive, right?
They can be, bro.
Yeah, I got a couple of them. That was some good price sneakers. You got some for like Christmas and stuff like that. Of course, I gotta have like the basic Air Force Ones. I got them for Christmas last year.
Me
So
too.
I got two pair. I got two pair, man. My wife bought me a white pair, man, and then I went and bought me a black pair with the extra money we had, man. And ever since I wore the black pair, man, all my students they be like, Miss Jane got on the black Air Force. Don't mess
Black
with it
Force
today.
energy. Black
I was
Air
just
Force
like,
energy.
man, I said I don't really know what all that mean, but yeah,
He coming with the word. He about to come with that fire and brimstone.
He about to preach, boy, with the black Air Force Ones.
With the black,
on,
ain't no grace. Ain't no grace
with
the black.
You better say amen. Say amen. Say amen.
Like, hey,
man, but dude, man. Anyway, so that's the game we gonna play today. And so, Raph, what you gonna do, man? So I'm gonna put a sneaker on the screen, and some of these prices fluctuate.
Yeah.
If you into sneakers stuff like that, so you may not agree. You may be watching this, and be like, man, that don't cost that much, or man, that costs way more than that. At the time of this game was made, these are what the prices were. Okay, and so we're gonna go through certain sneakers, man. I'm gonna let you guess the price and see how close you come. All right. So this first one is the Adidas Yeezy Foam Runners, man. Have you ever owned a pair of these?
I have not. I am Yeezy. I had some Feezies. So I went to China one time and cooked me up with some black, supposedly the Yeezys, and I had some tan ones. But they didn't have the right logo. They didn't have the right patches. It was fake. Actually, it was a concert and a kid asked for them, and I took them off of my feet and gave them to him. And so, kid, if you're out there, shout out.
That kid thought you was baller, bro. He like, he would have gave me some
Yeezys, bro. Queso got the Yeezys. Little do you know, $5.
The thing probably melted.
Yeah, bro. For sure. Especially in that Mississippi heat, for sure. No, most
man,
definitely.
I know a couple of our students, man. They try to put me on game for like was it Temu and DH Gate and all that kind of stuff, man. So one of my students had some, and they was talking about him. They was like, "Hey, yo, DH Gate, bro, DH Gate," and I was like, "What?" It was like, "Man, these ain't real." He's like, "But hey, don't tell nobody." I was like, "Okay."
Just don't look too hard. Michael Jordan, instead of dunking, he doing a layup. Like,
right? It's like, why you always walking so fast, man? Let me check them out, man. Come here. All right. So, what you think the prices is for these ones right here?
So you said you got the prices back when? I'm trying to.
So I'm not sure. I think this game was probably made maybe a year or two ago, So I know the value of these probably went down, especially with his
See,
whole.
what's crazy about sneakers now is that the retail price and the resale price, they don't match. And a lot of people, for whatever reason, if you're in the sneakers, you're gonna end up buying the sneakers off of the resale, paying way more. So I think for the Yeezy, the resale probably upward 3. But I think if we're talking about retail, not resale, probably like 150.
All right, let's see what we got.
Maybe
308.
Yeah, that's the resale.
So that's resale right there. So we're gonna assume probably the most of these are resale, right? All right, Jordan 1 retro highs, the off-white.
I love me some Jordan 1s, especially the high tops.
Yes.
The off-white Chicago, off-white just off top. That's already telling me we looking at more than 100.
Right.
Hundo. Ooh, the Yeezys was 3. I think the off-white Chicago's 5. 500.
Let's see. I don't forget the price on this one. I think it was high. It was like
it could have been 1,000.
Yeah, let me see. Probably a G. I think it's about a G. Let's see. Oh, golly.
500. Yeah.
Man, I wonder how much of these are actually like straight up like
tripping.
Like what's the price today? Like if we looked up GOAT and
I think the price
today, stuff like that, man.
Them off-white Chicago's, it might be higher. It might be higher. It
might be.
Like, nah, but that makes sense. That makes sense for sure.
All right. The most overrated shoe of all time, probably
$100.
Man, let's see what we got.
I hate these on.
Like I said, man, but this is based off of this game was probably made like a year or two ago.
So 100, 150. I'm gonna say 100.
All right.
Wait. 125.
125. All right, and the price is 174 or 3.
Okay,
pretty close. Pretty close right there.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what the next one is. All right, the new.
This is hard.
Yo,
it's hard because these came out of nowhere, bro. In high school, those were buddies.
Right, exactly. That's what I was saying.
These and then those Nikes that the dads be wearing.
Right, exactly. The white ones with the navy blue check.
Yeah, those was buddies, but now they hot, they fire. Ooh,
I was trying to tell my students. I said, bro, New Balance were whack back in the day. They got hot like a little bit towards the end of high school.
Yeah,
but it was only a certain.
It was a certain New Balance. Yeah, facts.
It wasn't just one time.
Yes,
it wasn't just any kind of random New Balances.
One of my boys said Skechers is fire, but I'm gonna leave that to you. New Balance. All right, we on New Balance. Ooh. I'm gonna say 2. And I'm just gonna go with a straight number, 200.
So what? Let's see what we got.
200.
No way. What?
Wow.
Where?
What are those?
Where?
3,000?
Nah.
Wow,
I don't know, bro. Man, what y'all think of the comment? This shoe ain't no $3,000. This gotta be.
My boy Schaefer would know all this. He would get all
somebody wore this and just blew it up, man. Probably like
that
some rapper or something.
I
don't even know why. Bro,
3,000.
They could probably make a whole factory worth of shoes for $3,000 right here. 3,000?
That's crazy, bro.
New
Balance.
I don't know.
That's
I'm gonna have to look that one up. All right, let's get to the next one.
Bruh, ain't no way.
I don't even know if these are real.
These can't be real, bro.
I can't be real, bro. These cannot be real.
First off, what is the strength of that?
What is the strength?
What is the strength level of the? I cannot trust.
Like, does it bend when you step on it, bro? Like, this is like a Barbie shoe, bro.
And then when you put it in sport mode, what's that talking about? Slide that thing back so I can really get going. A women's cry. Is this even real? I need somebody to fact check.
I don't know.
Is this even a real shoe? I am going to say for this one.
What up?
I'm gonna say what up, Mo?
What y'all think in the comments, man? How much you think the shoe is?
Women's Croc.
Because Crocs nowadays, man, I was trying to get me a pair of them things like $50-$60 right now.
Hey, but they comfortable though.
Man, I got me a pair offline that was on sale.
I still ain't got it. You went to Temu? That's what you got
them on man. No, there was There was some
Those ain't
black. It was
those
a
ain't
Black
Crocs.
Panther edition.
Those are rocks.
All right, let's see what the price is right here. The wife says $5. $5. It's
$5.
probably way more. This game is probably ridiculous, man. I don't even know
70,
who made this game, bro.
75.
No
No
way.
way. No
No.
way. No way, bro.
Uh-uh.
I
No,
don't
bro. We're gonna have to check all these. I don't even know if this is real. I gotta check this.
mm-mm.
Let me see.
Yeah, please fact check this because $625 for them. Maybe those ain't even real. Maybe Crocs don't even sell it. Maybe it was like some type of shoe somebody
Collaboration.
made. Yeah,
They got some that are like clog type
Ain't no
heels,
way. Ain't no way.
but I don't see no
$625.
stiletto pumps,
Right.
nothing like that, dude. Bruh, they got them. They real, bruh.
They real?
They real.
And Crocs makes them. Ain't no way, bro.
I think so. Nah, this ain't no Croc site.
That's wild if so.
But they're only $40 right here.
That's
so,
wild.
Man,
That's
anyway.
hilarious right there, bro.
Anyway, let's see what the next shoe is. Let's see what we got. Ayo Skechers. Go walk outside. There we go.
I'm gonna call him out. Kenny Franklin said Skechers are fire. Skechers are more fire than K Swiss was the argument, actually. K Swiss back in the day was the shoe. I'm like,
K
LL
Swiss
Cool
was fire back in the day, bro. Everybody wanted K Swiss, man. You want all 50 of them lines that they had on the side of their shoe.
My
bro,
point.
you wanted all of that. And then you know Snoop Dogg is promoting Skechers now. They must pay him a lot of money.
Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
Snoop Dogg is promoting Skechers.
That's hilarious.
Like straight up. Snoop
is he wearing them though?
I don't know if he wearing them in real life, but he wearing them on commercials.
The check ain't that good. The check ain't that good.
It gotta be something. Skechers say, you know what, bro? We gonna get Snoop Diggity Dogg up in this piece, bro. He ain't doing nothing else. Him and Martha Stewart, where we gonna get them to wear this. How much you think these are? I say, man, I don't know where to go with this, man. I don't even
those specific shoes.
200, and that's stretching.
You said 2?
I said 2, just
them gotta be the most comfortable shoe though.
I said 75.
75. I said 80.
All right,
I'm gonna go up 5. I'm gonna say 80.
I say 50. We'll say
120. What? Well, I mean,
man, I gotta fact check all these, bro.
120. I mean, it's kind of high for that shoe, but it's around the range, I think.
So are these like hype shoes that have been like hyped up? That's what I'm thinking. It's gotta be
strictly for comfort. Yeah. Oh man,
okay. Here we go.
The Hyper Smoke. I wanted those, and Goat had them for $275.
I think my brother-in-law got a pair of those, man.
They wanted them for $275 at one point. But
my wife loves Skechers, by the way. She said she'll still buy them for that.
Hey, if you on your feet, you know, if you work in like a hospital setting in the school or something like that, you always on your feet. You know what I'm saying? Comfort. Nah, I would still be out here with corns and bunions on my toes, rocking these.
He's like, that boy clean though. He clean though. He clean. You know, his toes look like this when he take off his shoes.
But why I only wear socks? Ain't nobody seen my feet but Jesus.
But
Jesus the only one. You can ask my wife. She's like,
all right, what you say for these retro?
So when I wanted them size 9, this was like 2 years ago. It was $275. But I would say $475. I don't know. I'm gonna say
I say a clean 5. Let's say 5. We'll say. I actually didn't look through this game all the way before we played it, so
it's great.
333.
Yeah, that's cool.
Man, that made me want to go see what we can.
Conversation.
You said what?
Siri trying to listen to our conversation.
Oh man, don't say it too loud. You know how to start activating everybody who watching.
Right. 3. That makes sense. For those,
I see right now on Flight Club they $278. You got a knockoff Nike brand for $120. That don't even look the same, bro. They shouldn't have did that.
I know my
StockX is $255.
Yeah,
on StockX right there. So yeah,
I know my ones, bro. Except those Off-White Chicago's, I didn't know those. Ooh, Puma undefeated 24K. Mid.
I feel like these is gonna be like ridiculous. I feel like
they are mid. You think so?
Yeah, I feel like they're gonna be a high price. I think I saw that when I was looking through this game.
You think that it's gonna be higher than the Off-White Chicago?
What was that? 5,000?
5,500.
I don't know. Probably
yeah.
they're probably like close to a G. Cause like who really wear Pumas though? Like
Right. Hey,
I
what's his
mean,
name? Don't what you call it? And he a part of Puma. What's that man name? And I'm happy. What's that man name?
oh for real?
For real.
For real? Oh, okay. He does have a
Uh,
line of shoes over
what,
there.
what is it? Puma. All right. Let me
I don't
guess.
know. I know he has some shoes.
Let me
I
guess.
say a G. I think it was like a G when I looked at it
It's
earlier.
a 24K. I'm gonna say 2,400. I
It's over
ain't
acting
gonna,
like he acting
I ain't
like
gonna
he on
say
Price is Right.
24,000. I ain't gonna say 24,000.
All right,
Okay.
it's one.
Right. That's
1,004. Let me see what we got. All right.
wow.
Oh man, the
Hey,
cars.
the Lightning. Hey,
Lightning
they
McQueen.
Crocs. Lightning McQueen.
I say 50 because they're like
50?
kids. They're probably like kid shoes.
I think that might be the reason why they might be high, bro. Everybody, they want them. I'm gonna say it's Crocs now. I'm gonna say 800.
8?
I'm gonna say 800. I don't know.
No,
I just
bro.
feel like
No.
it's gonna be something crazy. So let me
Yeah.
just go ahead.
I don't know who made this
Yo,
game.
I
I'm gonna
said
have to
$10.
watch the $10. Let's see.
That is hilarious.
Unless you get them at Disney World, they're probably gonna be like 150.
Let's see.
So
Am I right? 173. Okay.
173.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. I can
That
see
must be
that.
adult size. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Nike Air Max. Now we know these are ridiculous.
I
These
said
are
10.
just these are you said 10 G's?
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna go higher. I'm gonna say 15 to 20.
Yeah,
Can
I
I
was
give a
thinking
range? Let me give a range.
15 to
'Cause I feel
20.
like I ain't gonna be right.
Yeah, I
Somewhere
say
between 15 to 20. 20,000. 15,000 to
I
20,000.
think I'm gonna agree with you on that one because these things are ridiculous. People make it. It was a dude on YouTube made a video of him doing like construction work in these things, bro.
That's crazy,
Like
bro.
mud. It was
That's crazy.
ridiculous.
You
It's
can
crazy.
feed
Let's
so
see what
many
we got.
kids.
25
I was even higher.
G's, man.
Even higher.
Like them the kind of shoe you can't even wear them. Like
No, that's facts.
first of all,
That's facts.
why you got $25,000 just to spend on a shoe? Second of all, what you gonna do with it? Just
What you
look
gonna
at it,
do? I was about to say it's got to be a piece of art at this point. Like
right?
it's
This
got to
is
be
gonna have to
sealed
sit
in the
there.
case.
This
It's
is
got
gonna
to
have
be
to
in the center of the house. I gotta
right.
have lights around it. I
People gonna
gotta
have to
have
pay
people.
to come in
Hey,
my house to look at
watch
it.
if you come in. Hey, look, this is what you paying for. $5 at the door.
$5 at the door,
The door.
$25 an hour. Let's go.
Come on.
All
That's
right. Well, I said those belong on the shelf, not on feet and
hey, look,
floors. How's some shoes made to not go on the floor, bro? Come on.
man.
Let's
What?
go. That's it. That was the last one. I think it was a tiebreaker. Oh man,
That's hilarious.
these are
The
some
fish flops. I saw Deion Sanders just got some of these off of Amazon. His manager got him some. That's funny, bro. I don't 25. I'm gonna say
I say 15, 20 maybe. Let's see. What? Oh, it's
okay,
23.
23.
I'm about to
23.99.
say,
Hey,
I was say that's
that's what threw me off.
right. That ain't a comma, man. That is not a comma. That is it. I think that's all we get right there. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy, bro.
Man, dude. So talking about shoes, man. We talking about budgeting. I know
Yeah.
for me, man, when I was in middle school, one of my favorite shoes, like the hypest shoe at that time, was Allen Iverson's shoe. He had a whole bunch of different kind, but one in particular was the Answer Fives, I think, or something like that, man. And so
Yeah.
let me tell you, dude, this is the shoe right here. And so I worked my backside off trying to get this shoe. My dad had did construction work, remodeling and stuff like that, man. And this was like the fire shoe back in the day. All right, looking at it now, I'm just like, it's
It
all
was
right.
I mean,
But the ones I wanted, like this
everybody.
part right here, I don't know if y'all can see the mouse. This part right here was all black. And I think I found an all black pair on like eBay or something like that, but they're looking crusty and stuff like that. But man, I wanted this shoe so bad. So let me tell you, since this is gonna help us transition into budgeting. And so I had made like probably like $100+ right for this one job that me and my dad did. And first big check, I'm thinking I'm balling, bro. I'm just like, man, you know, I'm a kid, I'm middle school, right? I ain't got no bills, I ain't got nothing, right? And so I was like, yo, first thing I did was I went and bought these shoes brand new. And I don't even know how they steal $150, $120. But these was like $100+ back in the day. So this had to be like what 2001, maybe 2002 when this shoe came out, right? And so, bro, I went and bought this, spent over $100 for it, like all my money, just gone.
Yeah.
Had this shoe, homeboy was clean. Didn't nobody else have them at
Scuff
school,
them up back.
especially all black kind. Nobody
Yeah.
else had them at school, man. But let me tell you, bro, probably about like probably about a month or so, probably a couple weeks later, in my mind, I don't know. This was a long time ago. I had one of the guys at the school, man, rich dude, rich young dude, right, from from a nice
Young
family
dude.
that was had money. This dude not only came with the all black shoes, but he had the shorts and the Allen Iverson jersey to go
That's
with it.
crazy.
I'm pretty sure he had the headband. You know, the headbands going hard back in middle school, right? The
Yeah.
headband, armband, all that kind of stuff, bro. Bro, shut me down. I
That's
was like,
hilarious.
come on, man. So anyway, I still rocked him.
Whole fit. He wrong for that.
Yeah, he
He
had the whole
definitely
fit. He was flexing too, like
he
because he
flexed
did it.
hard.
He did it on purpose, man. But yeah,
Yeah.
man, that's what we had. And I think, man, I think I still had those shoes like in high school. Like they were like work shoes. You know, you get the old pair of shoes that you just work in and stuff like that. And so, man, those were it, man. So anyway, man, so we transitioning now into budgeting. Again, thank y'all for tuning in. For those of you who are watching this live, and for those of you who are catching this on the replay, go ahead and leave a comment down below, man. What have you spent money on when you were younger? You just like, man, I probably shouldn't have did that. Leave a
Mm.
comment down below and let us know, man. We get wiser as we get older, you know.
Dude,
Hopefully, most of us, right?
prayerfully.
And so,
Prayerfully.
what our prayer is that we can help you. And so, we're gonna be talking to three different groups of people. I hold up two fingers, but I mean three different groups of people today. And so, we're gonna be talking to those of you who are young professionals, maybe just starting your career, you're single, don't have any kids, don't have a wife or anything like that, and it's just your money, right? You make it,
Mm.
it's your money. What are some tips that you need to know? What is something that you need to establish now before you get your kids, before you get your wife? That can help your family to have a solid foundation. And then we're going to talk to the married couples, maybe even I would say the newer married couples, because it may even be some of the older married couples too. We're going to talk
Wow.
about how we bring those two money, thoughts and bank
Money's
accounts, how we bring that
yeah,
all together, man. So we're
yeah.
going to talk about that, some experience that we have had with that, and some things that we think about that. And then we're going to be talking to the married couple that you're there and you got some cheerings, and how we teach our kids about money. It's something that's always going to be there. We're
It don't
always
grow on
going to have to
trees.
deal with it. It don't grow on trees, and if you spend it, it's going to be gone. It just don't just come and just regenerate out of nowhere, right? You got to work. You got to do that, man. So how can we teach our kids to be good stewards of the resources and the money that God has given them, man? So we're gonna jump right into that. Before we jump into that, man, you got anything you want to talk about before we dive into that, man? You got anything?
Nah, no, man. I think you mentioned the AIs. I know just kind of thinking about my perspective on money was kind of similar. Like growing up, my dad had a detail business. He still got that detail business, but I helped out with that, and I used to always want some J's. And he like, son, I'm not finna buy you no J's. You're gonna have to buy those J's, so you're gonna have to work for it. So ultimately learning money don't grow on trees first off. And then if I'm gonna buy something I want, I need to have the money and some to make it happen. And just appreciating more so money when I had to pay for it.
Right.
But I think that those lessons early on, him making me pay for the J's, it did help me, man. Like I'm like, dang, these ain't that cheap. These gonna
Right.
cost some money.
Right. Is it even worth it, man?
Yeah,
Just
is it even worth it? But shout out to my pops for helping me become more frugal
yeah.
and discerning when it comes to my spending. So
Right.
everything y'all hear today is a result of Roy Peters. So shout out to him.
Yeah, man. I know one thing for me, the main lesson I learned during that time when I spent all my money on those shoes is my dad said bought sense is better than borrowed sense. And I was just like, first of all, I was mad because I was like, just give me $5 so I can go to the movies. And then they'll be like, you got your money on your shoes right there. So there go your ticket to the movies right there. So I had to call my homies and be like, yo, I can't go to
I
the
can't
movies,
go.
but I can walk there. My parents can bring me and we gonna look clean standing outside the movie theater. But unless y'all got a couple dollars,
Hey,
gonna have to wait
we
until
sneak it in.
I'm gonna have to wait till the next job I get from my pops so I get some more money. But
Yeah.
we out here, man. But bought sense is better than borrowed sense, man. Was the idea of
That's good.
it hurts more when you make the mistake yourself,
Yeah.
and you'll learn that lesson for sure when you have to buy that sense, when you have to make that when you have made that decision. And so it's just like, man, but the plan or the ideal situation is that
Mhm.
we borrow a little sense, right? We should be able to look at other people and say, you know what, hey, that didn't make no sense, or that hurt. Maybe I should
Yeah.
make a better decision.
Yeah.
All right, let me see. My wife says right here. Let me see. Right.
Sense is better than borrowed sense.
Oh man, it ain't pulling up.
Come on.
There you go. She says, I feel like when I spend the money, it is worth it. Shoes, outfits, concert tickets, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, my wife, man, she don't like spending money for real. Like, and I'm just like, bro, I'm down with it. I'm the one who likes to spend the money. That's the
Yeah.
thing, right? It's kind of crazy when people ask us. She don't like shopping. Like when she goes shopping, she know exactly what she want. Like it ain't no
Yeah.
like, hey, let's look around and do like this. She's like, phew, she'll go for it. We got the
That's
money,
it.
she gets it. But I'll go up in there and I see it, and then I compare the price to something that's similar, and then I'd be like, yeah, this got a little bit of dirt on it, man. Can I get a discount on it? They'd be like this, and then I go to another store and be like, well, they got it for $5 cheaper over here. Let me see like that. But I
Yeah.
was like, I like this store, so let me go back. Mark said, nah, bro, I ain't trying to do all that. I ain't
That's
trying to do all
hilarious.
that at all, man. But yeah, spending money on stuff that's important and stuff like that, man. If you got it,
Yeah.
not on stuff that's just crazy. All right. Anyway, so yeah, let's jump into it. I was gonna say something, but I forgot what I was gonna say. But we're gonna keep it rolling. All right.
Austin's
So
better than borrowed. Come
so
on, let's
let's talk about this, man. The first group of people we're gonna talk to is we're gonna talk to those single young adults, young professionals, whatever you want to call yourself. You are now making your own money. You have either moved out of your parents' house or you on your way to moving out your parents' house, but you have set up your own financial independence in some sense. You paying bills, you have a job, and you gotta, eat. You got to
Yeah.
do all this kind of stuff. Maybe you got a car, you got insurance and stuff like that, man. And so on the video we posted last week, by the way, check out the video. My friend Van Jones, he's a business owner around Hattiesburg. Oh, him and his wife own multiple businesses, man. And he taught me a lot about financial health and just being wise with your money and how you budget things. And so he gives this idea, and it's not original to him at all, but it's called the let me make sure I'm getting it pulled up right. Of course, it ain't pulled up, man. But it's called the Terrell principle. And like I said, it's not original to him.
No, he black. Terrell?
Nah,
Nah,
it
not
ain't pulling
nah,
up, man.
not the day.
Uh,
The
but
Terrell.
it's TORIL. Let me see if I can
And
get
it's
it to
spelled wrong. You know he black.
Come on, you stupid.
You know we don't like spelling stuff right.
This boy said he spelled it wrong. No, he did
How
not.
you spell Terrell? How I sound?
Yeah, man. You silly, bro.
Oh man.
Oh man. So let me see.
Tithe 10% offering, rainy
Yeah.
day,
So
invest.
it's the idea of telling your money where to go, telling your
Ooh,
money
come on.
what to do.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, man, people can just look at your bank account and be like, oh man, I got enough. And then they just buy it, right?
Yeah.
And then when it comes time to pay the rent or come time to give God his 10%, when it comes time to buy something that you actually need, the money be a little funny. You be like, where that? Where it's
Yeah.
at, man. And
Yeah.
so this idea of making sure that we are in charge of our money, that we are the boss of our money and saying, hey, no. You're gonna go this way, you're gonna go that way, and yada 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 and all that kind of stuff, man.
Mm.
And so this stuff ain't pulling up right. Let me see. Lord bless you. I'll pray for it. Pray for it. Pray for it. Let's see. Anyway, so I had a little bit of a graphic, but it's not working. So let's see. No. All right. Here it is. Cool.
Terrell.
All right. Is it showing it?
Terrell don't want to act right. I don't see it. Oh, we went back.
Anyway,
You don't want to act right for you.
nah, man, it's acting up. So we gonna keep it rolling, man.
So,
Anyway, but
darn
it's a little,
Terrell. Boy.
yeah, it's a little bit of a graphic, man. So it's I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right. Toril. That's
Oh,
his
you pronounced
Toril.
it
So it says for tithe, offering, rainy day, investment, and
right.
living. All
Yeah.
right. And so the idea is to break up your money, right? And this is the best when you're first starting out, right? When you don't have very many bills, when you don't have a wife or kids and stuff like that, and your money's kind of just flowing. You're the only one that's responsible for it. This is the best time to actually break it down and manage your money. And I talk to guys who I mentor, who are single and stuff like that, man, and this works for them. And so the idea is the you break it up into percentages. So you have tithe, which is your 10%, right? And you take 10% and you give that to your local church that you're a part of and stuff like that. And so one of the questions that I used to ask and they used to come up when I was going through this, like, hey, how do you tithe, right? Do you tithe your 10% of your gross income or your net income?
Mhm.
And, of course, good old preachers be like, hey, you tithe on what you want God to
All of
bless right there. So if you want God to bless your gross, like if you want
right.
him to bless your nets, you
Yeah.
make the decision, you decide, right? And
Come
so personally, we tithe off of our gross income, what comes in before taxes and stuff like that. It's a little bit more that comes out. It's an obvious amount more that comes out, but we feel like, hey, it's worth it to invest that into the kingdom of God, into that, man. So
Well,
that's
question there
but
then, because this was always a thing. So we didn't do gross, and then what would happen would be tax time come, refund come. Then my wife wanted tied that too, and I'd be like, hey, no,
so
this
this
is
is this is how we do it. And some people, like, it was a whole argument at my other church about this, man.
extra.
Like some of our leaders in the youth, man, we was going back and forth. It wasn't like a real argument, but some people thought of it different.
Yeah,
But our thing is we tithe off the gross, and then once we get the refund back, that's our money, right? We've already tithed the 10% of that. Now,
yeah,
if the Lord put in your heart to do an offering, right? An offering from that, right? Or whatever percentage that mean, that's on you and the Lord. But
yeah,
some people agree, some people disagree with it. But like I said, we personally, once we get that tax return, we'd be like, yo, we've already tithe off of this. And so we gonna keep this. And if we feel like we want to give an offering to the
yeah,
church, or we give to something in the community, we give to other people who are in need or around us, then we consider that our offering, right? We
yeah.
consider that what we give. Um and that offering variable is a little different. And so, man, I wish this graphic would show, but the idea is to take 10% off the top, right? Before you do anything, 10%, you give that to your local church that you're a part of, you give that to God. And then what really changes,
SojournSouthside.org
go ahead.
slash giving if
You said
y'all
what?
want to give. I said SojournSouthside.org slash giving if y'all just if the
Oh
Lord
yeah.
is blessing you as we're
Hey,
speaking, as we're
hey,
talking about tithing, and you don't have a local church
hey,
and you want to give to a local church,
there it is.
there is a faithful church in Houston,
Hey,
Texas, and SojournSouthside.org. You can go there slash giving.
hey, you give to it, man. That's how we go. We probably need to set up some giving for the men to the ministry, man, because this is the ministry.
Yeah, come on now.
You know what I'm
It is the
saying?
Lord's.
Hey, we got hungry kids that we trying to feed, right? Around
Hey,
this world. We got hungry kids, man, who we're trying to feed. And they just so happen to live in our
in the
house and share
house.
our DNA, but we trying to feed hungry kids around the world, man. So
Facts.
we probably need to have a giving like tab or something like that.
Let's go.
You know what I'm saying? If you want to know how to give, man, just email us.
Just
Right?
email.
We'll get it to you. Just leave a comment down below.
It ain't hard.
It ain't hard, man. If
We'll
you want to, I mean, just saying, if you want to make it happen, I mean, you can. All right, but yeah, man. So the next three are offering, rainy day, and investment. Now these kind of fluctuate depending on how much you want to give in
yeah.
each area. So we'll come back to those in a little bit. And then the last one is living is your 70%. Now 70%, the ideal situation is to only live off of 70% or less of your income, right?
Mhm.
And this for some people can work, especially if you're younger and you just get started and you get used to living off of 70% and then saving the other, what's that? So 70, 80, 90. Yeah, there. I don't know that math. What's that math right there? We
Well,
see.
after the 10 and the 70, that's
Yeah.
you need 10 more.
Some of y'all watching this like this dude. It's 30. There you go.
Is it 30?
Yeah, 30.
70, 80, 70? I'm tripping.
Yeah, there we go. Public math, some people struggle with it, but it's all right. And so the idea is to take that 70% and live off it. So that means your food, your gas, your housing, all that kind of stuff, man. And so y'all see this in the video if you go back and watch it with Van Jones. A lot of times that's hard for people to do
Yeah.
after they have already established these things, man, because especially in America, man, we max out like everything, right? It's my job, it's my career, so we max out our budget, right? And so we buy stuff that we don't necessarily need. We can afford it, but we don't really need it, right? And then we max out at 100%, and then when hard times hit, we got to take out a loan, we got to ask for money and stuff like that. So this idea is to make sure that you give that 10% to God, and then the offering is what we're giving out to other people, right? It can be offering that you give extra to your church. It can be to a local mission that you have. It could be to a local ministry that's just online, ministering to men every 2 weeks at 9:30 Central Time. It could be there, something like that. And then it can be other places you can give to, give it to other people and stuff about that. And then you have what you call your rainy day. Now, this is your savings account. This is what you put aside for things that are unexpected, right? For stuff that breaks, for emergencies that happen. This is money that you want to have to just grab and just to have that isn't taken away from your bi-weekly or monthly pay period and stuff like that. You can just do that, man. And I think the statistic Van shared was that like 80% or something. I don't know. It's some statistic showed that most people don't even have $500 to $1,000 to help with things, because I mean that can be like deductibles for emergencies and different things like that. So you got your rainy day, and then you have your investments. This is stuff that you're invested in for your future and things that you're invested in to make more money. Like I said, I'm not an expert on any of that kind of stuff, man. Um, but it is something that I plan on looking into here in the future, man. Just investing into my future, investing into myself and my family and stuff like that, man. And so, yeah, those are the specific areas. It's saying that 70% that you want to live off of, 10% to God, and then the other ones are variable. Like I said, man, I wish this graphic could show. Maybe I'll like put it in the comments, stuff like that, man. So what about you, man? What do you think about this idea of telling your money where to go, man, for those young professionals out there?
Yeah, I wish I would have had it when I was younger. I think that, if we would live off of it, like it would just further solidify when you do prepare to have a family and you're not having to on the back end try to get right and do right. The rainy day, man, I think that's so clutch because things happen, bro. Things unexpected happen. You got sewage backup that just happens. You got car start sounding funny, it just happened. And most people aren't even prepared for $100 repairs. And it's like that don't make sense. But yeah, man, I think that is key. And then obviously, like when we think about tithing and offering, generosity and stewardship come to play. And it really it's a conversation around stewardship. Are you stewarding not just your spiritual life in a way that honors the Lord, but this is why we talking about it. Like money, we want to honor the Lord with our money. And so yeah, I think it's great, man. I wish I would have known Terrell, man, back in the day. Didn't know Terrell. I just knew, let me save money. And even with savings, like savings and investments, like even that idea of investing my money into certain things that's going to bring forth a return in a future date. I didn't have that. So I was saving money, but the savings account that I had didn't have any type of interest or amount that it was accumulating over time.
Right.
You now got, Bitcoin and all of these things, the stocks that you can really get into. Acorn has made that easy for people, and there's other apps that you can use to make investments a lot easier. Man, I wish I would have known some of that stuff. So I'm glad we're able to kind of pass that along. Shout out to Van for passing that along. He wasn't a gatekeeper with the information.
Right.
So if you're watching this and you are in that category, you're not married, you're young, you're a professional, go ahead and apply these things, man. Because I promise you, once you get to the point of starting to build a family, even if you don't build a family, you're just gonna be better off.
Right.
So I think that that's dope, man.
Yeah,
Shout
and
out
I
to Real.
yeah, I think one thing, man, that I was younger, man, my parents, the conversation about money was there. Like it was something that you were aware of, that you talked about, but there wasn't like a plan, right? There
Yep.
wasn't like a strategic map of, hey, James Jr., when you get this money, you know, you give this much, stuff like that. We understood tithing, right?
We
You give,
understood
right,
tithing. Right.
right. You always get that, man. Especially growing up in the black church, man. You get $1 to put in the Sunday school
Teach.
basket, right? It was
Yeah.
always, your parents always make sure you have money to give and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And so I understood the importance of tithing, and understood even more when I started to make money as a teenager and stuff like that. So that was always important to me, is to give to the church, always give back to the church, always give back to God. And for me, it was always like, okay, I'm gonna give back to God because He's gonna bless me, right? And so that's what I gave. And
Yeah.
then but
Mhm.
for the 90%, it was just like, yo, it's time to turn up. Like, it's
Yeah.
like, this is my money, right? And
Yeah.
so the idea of saving and stuff like that, man, was never just on my radar. And like I said, man, it's something I wish I would have known earlier. And I'm glad we're able to put this out there in front of guys now. Because, man, I want to be better at that kind of stuff, man. And then two, for me, man, when it started to become a way that I can honor God, that's where I felt more of the conviction about my money, and
Yeah.
being wiser about spending it. Because it's just like, oh man, me actually not being broke, me actually being able to give not only to the church but to the community or to people who need it, me being able to not have my family struggling and doing whatever to get some coins or whatever. Like, man, I said that's honoring the God. And so
Yeah.
when I started looking at it like that, man, started getting more and more of a conviction to just do better and to have conversations. And me and my wife will sit down, we'll talk about money. I don't think either of us like to sit down and talk about it, but
Yeah.
it's just like it's necessary. Like we sit down
Yeah.
and we're able to see, hey, we got this for this, or we don't have that for that, and stuff like that. And I think a lot of it boils down to us not like when it comes to like budgeting issues for just people in general. It's just like we don't like to say no to ourselves, right? We
Yeah.
work hard, so hard all week, right? We want this and we want that, we deserve it, right? And there's some sense that's like, yeah, you do. You need some money that you can just go buy something with, right?
Yeah.
But we have to do it in a wise way and be good stewards.
Bro, I
With
think
that.
too, like, I mean, it gives us an opportunity to, like, this setup, Terrell, gives you opportunity to be more generous.
Mm.
And when we're generous, we're modeling, our Father who's been generous to us, and we get to model the example of Christ who's been generous. And I think it's really dope because it, puts you in a position to say, like, hey, I'm saving for a rainy day, not just for myself, but for others, so
Mhm.
that I have more money to be able to give or be able to utilize, for the kingdom of God. And so I think that, like, all that, even the investments, it may seem selfish. It may seem like, oh, you're trying to save up all this money. No, like, if I have more money to give, then I can be more generous. And I think when we don't think about that, it's harder to. So here's the thing. Like, I think that typically rich folks have more of a struggle with being with not being greedy and selfish, right? Usually those that don't have a lot, you're gonna find them, they're gonna be more generous, they're gonna be more sacrificial. But I think when you do have wealth, like, there we go,
There
there's
we go.
you have an opportunity. And that's why, like, to much is given, much is required, and
Yeah.
there's that opportunity. And I think that too much in the church, we have condemned wealth and having money. It is harder, but you look at even the biblical characters. I think about Abraham, because we're going through Genesis now. He was a wealthy man, and there was a point where Abraham had an opportunity to utilize his wealth and his privilege for another person. And I think that that's the call for us as believers. how do we utilize the things that the Lord has given us and steward those things so that we can serve others well and model and mirror, our Savior. So I think that there's a lot. So Terrell helps you to do that, I think, in so many ways. So many people just kind of going throughout. They don't have a plan, like you said. They just
Right.
going with it. And I think it's the same for me. Like my parents talked about giving. My dad talked about saving your money, but there was no plan there. And so it was like, yeah, it's good to give, it's good to save, but I don't know what to do like with this. Like I save, but then what? I
Yeah.
give, but then what? And like you said, I'm giving because I want something in return.
Right.
I'm not just giving because the Lord's been good to me.
So I want some
I'm not,
ROA. I want some return on my investment, Lord.
yeah, Lord,
What,
like
what my 10% back?
give me something back. And although it is like a principle and people talk about all of that, I think at the end of the day, the Lord wants your heart, and you see most people's hearts by the thing that they love, and like the root, the love of money is the root of evil, and many people have that love, and that's the problem. It's not that money is bad, it's not that
Right.
wealth is bad, it's that your heart is, and you need a savior and need to be captured, captivated, and desire that savior more than the accumulation of money. But God desires to use the money that you accumulate for his kingdom. So be found faithful, stewarding that money well, investing it, saving it, giving it, because that's what the Lord wants you to do with it. It's
Yeah.
okay to have it, but
Right.
what are you doing with it, and what's your heart and the motivation behind it?
Yeah.
I think all of that is kind of the things that come to mind with that.
Yeah. And I think too, man, like you said, I think a lot of people have money has gotten a bad rap because, they say, well, if you rich, you this kind of person, whatever, man. But I think at the heart of most of us who love God and want to serve him well, we want to give, but we can't, right? We want to give more of our time, but we gotta work, right? We want to get more of our money, but we gotta pay this bill, stuff like that. And so if we have more control over our money, man, it gives us a sense of power to say, hey, you know what? Hey, I can do this, right? I can give, I can do that. Because a lot of times, man, we want to give to other people, but we're like, man, but I need this. But
Yeah.
if we could free ourselves, man, to live off of that 70%, man, it can open up a world of opportunity for us to not only have a sense of peace in our
Yeah.
minds, not worried about bills, not worried about stuff being shut off, not worried about stuff being repoed, right?
Yeah.
But it gives us a sense of freedom to not only not worry about money, but to also be able to give to other people, man. Dude,
And
I
can we
heard a
go
story
ahead.
one time, man,
Yeah.
talking about this Terrell principle. It was some guy, man, who he made it his goal to live off of 10% and to give 90% of
That's
his money
right.
away.
Yeah.
And I mean, the dude, he rich, he like a millionaire. And so his 10% is still probably like
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
million plus dollars a year,
Right.
100, 200, $500,000 a year. But he imagine how much money that is though. Like he
Mhm.
probably giving away millions of dollars a year to organizations and ministries and stuff like that. And he felt the conviction, that God wanted him and his family to do that, and he made the sacrifice to do that. And obviously, God has blessed him, right? I don't think he lacking for anything, but he's
Yeah.
able to do that, man, and invest in his future and stuff like that, and his kids and stuff like that. We'll talk about here in a second.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Anything else for those singles, those young professionals
Yeah. Yeah.
about managing their money well?
I think too, like what's interesting is like you have more of an opportunity now to do this, kind of like what Van was saying, as opposed to when you get a family, because at that point, you got responsibilities that if you don't steward those well, that is just as much a sin than I don't even know what I'm trying to say with the other category, but it's this reality, man. Like now where you are, you don't have these other responsibilities. Like Paul says, hey, look, this is why it's good for you to be single, because you can do more for the kingdom and not have to be so consumed with trying to serve your family and care for your family. Because I tell people in a heartbeat at our church, like, hey, you struggling? I you better pay them bills, keep them lights on. You got kids. Don't be out here uh not having the lights on because you trying to give your 10% to the church.
Yeah.
Like, look, the Lord would rather you be faithful with keeping them lights on and keeping them babies fed.
Yeah.
Like, do that first, please.
Yeah.
And I think that when you're single, you don't have to think through all of those different categories. So the level of opportunity and stewardship, the advantage that you can take advantage in that season of life, because you don't have those different things. Like, please take advantage of it, Doc. Because once you start having kids, it changed the whole dynamic. Once you get another woman in the picture, I ain't gonna talk about women. My wife is actually not the spender. No, she is the spender. Here's the difference between me and my wife. She's the spender, but the things that she spends on doesn't really register in my mind. She loves to spend money on body products and other things. That's not me. Like, practical things for the house. That's what she likes to
Yeah.
splurge on. I'm like, nah, let's do something, that we ain't seeing every day. Let's splurge on something, that's just a splurge just because. Anyways, that's beside the point. But what I really want, those singles to know is like, man, you got an opportunity that you will not have when you get married and have kids. So
Yeah.
please.
And just think about how awesome it would be to bring somebody into a system that's already set,
Oh, come on.
that financially provides security for your wife. And even if she isn't the best budgeter, right? Hopefully you'll find that out before you get married, right? And y'all have that conversation. But creating a system, because she may not have learned like you
Yeah.
learned, she may not know that information like you
Mhm.
know it. And that has to be a conversation that you need to have before you get married. But bringing it into a system where you provide not only a sense of security, physically, but a sense of security financially as well, which kind of transitions us to our second point, man, about being married. I know one thing for my wife, man, she was taught to be an independent woman. And so she had money, she had a job, she had all that she had before me, right? I didn't come in as no like Boaz, savior type of person, who bringing her all this money and be like, yeah, girl, you ain't gonna make it without me. She was fine, right? And so she was already established financially and stuff like that. And so for her, transition to our next subject, man, she came in and we agreed that I would be the budget person, right? And it was a big deal for her, right, to trust me with her money, right? And the whole idea behind it was, man, we talked about it, and it became our money, right? Every student loan, every check that we get, everything is ours, right? And so we came into this thing like, hey, this is our money. We're working together. We're doing this. And boy, like she said, man, it was tough for her. It wasn't easy. But she commented right now. Oh, way what's tough, right? It's so and to give that up was a biggie for her. I mean, we had plenty of conversations when things got to looking kind of rough. She was like, "Hey,
What you
let's talk.
doing? Yeah.
Hey, let's have a conversation, man. Let's talk about this, right?"
Yeah.
And so I think that's the main thing when you're coming into a marriage. When it comes to things like joining accounts and how you handle your money, it needs to be a conversation like way before y'all say I do.
Yeah.
Um, where how are we gonna handle the money and stuff like that, man? So let me ask you this, man. When it comes to married couples,
Mm.
we join in accounts when we come together. We keep it separate accounts. What you think? What you thinking?
Man, I mean, everything with
My
marriage.
wife said we could definitely share the student loans, though.
Hey, I be hating it, boy. I see Great Lakes all the time for my wife.
Great Lakes. I hate to see the Great Lakes,
Why
though.
don't you click forbearance, girl?
Hallelujah. I
Just
hate Great.
forbear that thing for as long as the Lord until Biden cancel us.
Can somebody cancel it,
And
please?
Biden about to cancel you if you don't cancel these student loans. Come on now. You trying to cancel student loans for people under 10K.
Whew.
I got 60K I need you to deal with. But
Lord.
everything in marriage points to oneness. And so I think that what the Lord has joined together, let no man or bank account. I'm gonna add it in the scriptures to separate. I mean, I think that the reason why sometimes for some people, I won't say for all people, the reason why they've got separate accounts, I think it's just hard, bro. It's hard to navigate that reality of having to work through the different ways we view money and how we spend money. And it's, if we're gonna be honest, if we're gonna be real, it's, a bit selfish for us. Like, it's like, hey, I'm just gonna keep my account and you keep your account, and it's just gonna be easier that way. It just make more sense for us. But marriage is not easy, and it's work. And I think that these are some of the ways the Lord desires to work in our marriages, to sanctify us, to make us more selfless. And I think it gives the husband an opportunity to lead. And so, I say, I'd say joint accounts, not separate. Now, that's not how we started. So we started separately, and part of that was selfish on my end. I'm like, my wife is not the best at managing her money, and we found that out in the dating phase, in the courtship phase. And a lot of our arguments was based on money, and I just didn't want to go through that. I didn't want to go through the struggle of having to lead her and have those hard conversations. So I'm like, we're gonna be separate, Doc. And when you run out, I'm going to be the safety blanket. And it's like, nah, there needs to be more work here. Like, that's that's easy. That's
Yeah.
easy. Let's actually do something that requires more work. So I think too, like, you see it as well in divorce and separation. Like, there have been people that I know who they didn't get separate accounts until they separated. And it was like, this shows you the reality and the status of their relationship and where they are in their marriage. And so I think that it's a good indicator too, as well, to show like the health of your marriage. Like, how healthy is do y'all have joint accounts? Like,
Yeah.
because that requires a level of work and a level of health if you're gonna do it well. So I think joint. What you think?
Yeah, man. I think joint for sure. I think it needs to be worked towards that. And like I said, I think all of that needs to be hashed out during the dating phase for sure.
Mm.
Um, because I don't know the statistic, but I know it's high that a lot of percent of the problems in the marriage tie back to money, right? I remember, man. I think I was like fifth grade, man. Hasbury Public School District, bro. They had some of the most
Yeah.
random real life classes um, that this just made sense, man. Shout out to Hasbury Public School District, bro. I learned so much there about just life, how to write a check, money. And so one of the speakers came, man. The first thing he said 50% of you will get divorced because of the subject we are talking about today. Right.
Mm.
We fifth grade. We 10. What you talking about, bro? We ain't even like we still think like each other got cooties. Just about right. So he
Yeah.
starts talking about this, and I'm just like, man, what he mean?
Yeah.
He just talking about the reality of, you fight over that money, right? You fight over how it should be spent, how it should be saved, and different things like that. But I think as a married couple, it is a level of your relationship that you have to navigate through. And unless there's certain unique situations where like wifey or husband just crazy with the money, like I think it needs to be a joint account. My pops, man, one thing that I did learn about money from him is that he wouldn't mind me telling the story. He don't get embarrassed about much. But he said, man, when they first got married, he just handed over all the money. Like military, they making money and stuff like that. So he had all the reason to be like, this my money. This
Yeah.
my money. I'm the one I'm running this right here. So
Yeah.
he had all the reason, man. But man, my pops, he didn't have the best of understanding. So he was writing checks, thinking he had like unlimited money, right? So homeboy was writing hot checks and just handed them out. Like he was just like, hey, you want some?
You
Hey,
want some money?
hey, there you go. There
And
you
you
go. They
get a
got a
check.
check.
And you get a
Got a
check.
check. Get a check. So you got that back. My mom was just like, yo,
Yeah.
this is like that. And had explained to him. And he said from that moment on, man, he let her be the one who manage the money. And that's the thing, man. I don't think the man necessarily has to be the lead
Yeah.
as
Fact.
far as the money. I mean, we
Agreed.
lead as far as
Agreed.
establishing the fact that hey, this needs to be managed well.
Yeah.
But if we just simply aren't good managers of money, we just aren't. And if our wives are better at it, then they are. And my wife, she probably runs circles around me with this. I don't know. She probably need to do it. I don't know. But we agreed that hey,
Mo, go ahead
this
and
is
speak
what
for
don't leave a comment.
us.
But we agreed that that's how we're gonna operate our family, right?
Yeah.
And then like for my parents, my mom is the money, she's the money lady, right? And so that's what they have agreed on. but it needs to be some type of conversation. And
Yeah,
like I
that's good.
said, there needs to be an eventual goal to be able to bring your money together, right?
Mm,
To
yeah.
bring it together. And even if you have multiple accounts, like still doing it in a wise way, because we have multiple accounts. We have multiple accounts at different banks, but those accounts are tied into different parts of our money, different ways our money is spent. There isn't, hey, this is my account and then this is your account. We both have equal access to all the accounts that we have. And they're used for specific things, especially with like taxes and stuff like that. With like preachers, and we ain't gonna get into all that. Things are different with how we can spend our money and different things like that with taxes and stuff right there. My wife says she don't want the headache. Uh,
Oh, that's all right right there.
yeah, she appreciate me handling it, right, man. So yeah,
He wasn't
so
gonna
yeah.
post that, y'all, if it was something different.
Hey, my wife, man, she'd be like, "Yo,
Shout
just
out
tell me
to
if I
wife.
can spend something or not." She's like, "Can I buy
Right,
this or not?" Okay,
right.
all right, that's it. Right, I can't. All right, cool. Can we go out to eat or not?
Can
Okay,
we
where we gonna go? We gonna have Taco Bell. We gonna go to the Mexican restaurant. What we gonna do? You know
hey,
what I'm
look,
saying? Or we gonna eat at the house? What we gonna
talk
do?
talk to
Right?
my wife,
And
please.
so
We don't have those same
so that's the
conversations.
thing, man. All right, man. So yeah, I would say joint accounts for sure
That's
needs to
good.
be the goal. So even
Yeah,
if you're watching this and y'all don't have joint accounts, um, like I said, I think there is a sense of, man, your relationship and your marriage that needs to be worked out. I really do, and I
yeah,
think it could work. And like I said, I don't know, Raph. I don't know about you, man. I think it may be specific
yeah.
like situations where maybe that doesn't need to be the best. But I'm talking about like extreme, like
Yeah,
maybe
like, I
issue.
mean, I even think if you're watching this and, you don't have a joint account at this point, I don't think you just rush and get a joint account, especially if you haven't had the preliminary conversations and work through it and have a plan. Like if you ain't got a plan, don't just do it. Y'all both ain't gonna have money then at that point.
Right,
I think, obviously get the plan and then the joint account, but that might be, a year or two from now. And like, of course, that's not an extreme example. That's like a regular example, but obviously you could have a person out here who's a gambler and they just don't do good with money. They gambling the money away. Yeah, it might be good.
right,
Get them a little allowance
right, right.
and then have the money that is managed in the household. But like you said, for the most part, and I love what you said too, it doesn't have to be the man. I think that's too, like, when I think about leadership too as well, and I wanted to make this point because I don't know if it sounded as if I was saying that the man has to, but I think it is also uh it also requires humility for a man to say, look, this ain't something I'm good at, especially when we talking about money. You know what I mean? I feel like in our culture and society, it seems as if the man should be in charge of the money, but it's like, nah, I ain't good at this. You are. Let me just allow you to do this thing. Sit to the side, let you
Mhm.
kill it, and we gonna work. We gonna be
Right.
good.
And that's leadership,
That's
right?
leadership.
When
That's
you when
leadership.
you real when you know that you're not good at something as a leader, right? You lead a whole church, right? I
Yep.
lead a whole youth ministry. There are things that I suck at, man.
Yep.
It's just things I'm sorry at, right? And I know that. It's so like there's certain things that, hey, I need to work and just get better at that. And then there's certain things that it's just like, man, this person can do it and they sleep. Like
Yeah.
as a leader, I'm gonna take my pride off
Delegation.
and just say,
Yes.
"Hey, I'm gonna need you to run this." And most of the times, it runs better
Yeah.
for anything, man. And I'm lead here in this ministry. I help lead a camp that we do with multiple churches, man. And it's so much freedom. And looking back and seeing what my strengths and weaknesses are, and putting people in those places where I'm better. And I think that's the same as the man. If you weak at managing
Mhm.
your money and stuff like that, and your wife is better at it, man, that's cool. You still the
That'll do it.
leader, right?
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
you still the one who are leading the house. If y'all have agreed and had that conversation, man, then yeah, that's still leadership. You're still leading your house well when you realize, hey, I'm not good at this. I'm gonna let her be good at it. Or even if both of y'all are sorry at it and you got to get like an accountant or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's the thing. I mean, it's extra money you got to spend. But if
Right.
if both of y'all are sorry, hey, it's okay to get people in there to be like, hey, let's help you manage your money better and get it in there, stuff like that. People do that too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's the thing. to get an account and get other people in there who can help you with that. I don't know how that worked, but
Yeah,
I
I
know it's
mean, we got an accountant with the church because I'm not the one to just be trying to, and I think it just looked better. But I mean, also with like a financial advisor, like if
yeah,
there are investments that you are unaware of, or there's somebody that has knowledge about where is the best place to put your money, where you need an outside voice, somebody that's not attached to the everyday spending to say, oh, actually, like I think you can move this around, and this would be the best place to put it.
yeah,
So I think that, like you said, it is extra money, but it is always helpful to have those added voices. Um,
yeah, man. That's
so
good. That's good right there, man. All right, man. So last point. Let's talk to the mommies and daddies out there, right?
mhm,
We got your kiddos,
mhm,
and it's time to teach them about money. You may be watching this. You have teenagers who are starting to make their own money. You may be watching this for us. We have one 5-year-old. That's it. And she probably got more money in her piggy bank than I got in my wallet. I'm just saying, man. She be
that's
balling. She don't
hilarious.
like to spend it either, right? Like she
Sounds
had
about right,
she had $5 from the Tooth Fairy just sitting on the her dresser for like a whole week. I
man.
was like, baby, what you just like you need to this and she understand the significance of it because we didn't took dollars to Target and bought Barbies and stuff like that. So she understands that it's important, but it was
Yeah,
just sitting there, man. And so when it comes to teaching our kids about money, man, what is your experience with that, man? How has that been for you got how many you got about 7 kids?
man.
Five, six,
What?
seven of them?
Got 3 and 1 on the way. So I mean, we out here, bro. We out here. I think the 3, the 2, my twin girls, they're the youngest, so they're 4, but they know about money. And then our oldest is 7 going on 8, and he definitely know about it because he always asking for it. But I think as soon as they were able to ask for certain things at the store and aware that there's something that's exchanged to get that thing, that's when we were like, okay, we need to go ahead and get on top of this. And especially during the holiday season,
Yeah.
they just need to know money don't grow on trees. And
Nope.
you're not about to get every single thing out there. And if you've got a better perspective, like, hey, you got to earn it. Like there's something like it's just not free. And so
Yeah.
what we started doing was we do, household chores and tasks. And so there's certain things that mom and daddy just not gonna pay you. That's just a part of life. I'm
Right.
sorry, life ain't gonna pay you. It ain't. You clean your room. That's just what you
Right.
should do.
Good. That's what you're
Uh,
supposed to
but
do.
but the extra things, that you don't necessarily have to do. Like we want to be able to award you with some money. So recycling, like putting the recycle out there or dusting, like going over and beyond. We want to reward you for that. And so they're starting to learn, this reality of like earning, the money that they get. And then like when they go to a store, like not to just randomly ask thinking that we got it. It costs something, and it's gonna cost you.
Right.
And so
Right.
now when they go to the store, they bring their little wallet. Do I have enough for this? I'm like, nah, that's $2, sweetie.
Right.
You got
Right.
$2 in your wallet. What you want is 15. It's
Right.
a long. You got a long
you got
way.
you a little
Yeah,
short.
you a lot
You a little
short.
short.
You a lot short. Like, look, and if this is gonna happen, then it's gonna be grace. Grace is gonna provide the rest of it. It's not gonna be you earning it. So right now it's a no. Maybe the Lord decided to do something next time, but this time
Yeah.
we came to get one thing.
Right.
And I think that they are more understanding. They're still kids, so
Mhm.
they still be sad and crying and in their feelings when they don't get it. But
Right.
I
Of
think
course.
they are learning that, and I think that it's been good. My wife actually was the one who took initiative, which is crazy because I'm more the budgeter in the house, but she was like, "Hey, I think we should do this early." I was like, "Okay, bet."
Yeah.
And then I
Yeah.
was like, "Hey, look at you!
Hey.
Look at hey,
Hey.
I
Hey.
see that's my
Hey.
that's who I married."
Hey.
Okay, we working this
Yeah.
thing out, and so it's been beautiful. But I think the earlier the better. I think the next thing too, like now that we're talking about having a plan, like even seeing how my dad did it. Like my dad helped me see the value of money and saving, but the plan around it. I think that, my son who's about to be 8, he can understand that better. So like there's more that I think that we need to do with him to help him understand. And I think, that plan in place, that action, like, hey, let me tell you about my guy Terrell, not Terto. Let me tell you about him. and how you need to look at it. And then like, giving and stuff like that. Like we're already trying to help our kids see that. But with our 4-year-olds, it's not as much. With our 8-year-old, 7-year-old, we're definitely able to share more. But the earlier, the better.
Yeah.
The earlier, the better, for sure.
Yeah. I think one thing we have done is she gets her money from like birthdays, Christmas. She got an uncle who always give her money, man. Like she don't even earn it. She just
Come
she
on.
be like, hey, if you say hey and you get $1, right? She leave with like $2-3 every time with him. And so one thing that we did recently this past year with her birthday money, homegirl got like $100-something. Like she was ranking. I was like, baby, let me borrow $1,
Let
right?
me hold $1. Yeah.
And so we were able to take her money, and this was probably one of the first times she was able to have a birthday party because of COVID and all the kind of stuff. So it was like our first big birthday party where she was able to invite her friends, and they were able to give money and cards and stuff like that. So she came out nice at her birthday, and so we were able to tell her. My wife was like, "Hey, we're gonna give this bit to God, right?" And so, I don't think she still fully understands it. She understands that it's important to give some of your money to the church and to give it to God, but why? So if we don't go into just like deep detail of, all that, but she understands the concept, right? You get your birthday money. This is how we do it. That's her money she's earning right now. So, so she does that, and we gave that, and then we were able to take some, and we was like, hey, you're gonna put this in your piggy bank, right? And then the rest of it, we gonna take it and go to Target. That's our favorite place to go, and like ball out. But she thought she was on a shopping spree, bruh. And she was able to get a lot of good stuff, man. And she was like, I was like, baby girl, I was like, yeah, you can get this. She was like, oh, daddy, can I get this? Daddy, how about this? Right. So we were able to, kind of like, okay, that costs this much, this one right here, this one right here, this one right here. And so yeah, that was something we were able to do with her. And then it was pretty cool that she was able to buy that with her money. And so I was in the store with her recently. We were actually buying birthday cards and birthday gifts for her cousins. And so we at Dollar Tree getting cards or whatever. And go down the toy aisle. She was like, Daddy, can I get this? Can I get this? And I said, look, here's the deal. I said, if you want that, you're going to have to buy it. I said, when we get home, you're going to have to give me some money, give me and your mommy some money out of your piggy bank. And I said, do you want to do that? Right. And so she was like, yeah, okay. And so she wanted to buy this, and then she wanted to buy this, and then she wanted to buy this. I said, all right. I said, so here's the thing. Whatever you buy, you're going to have to get that money out of your piggy bank when you get home. We going to want our money.
Yeah.
Had to give us some money. And so like I think it ended up being she bought some like some chairs for her Barbie dream house because one of her other chairs broke.
Yeah.
And some clothes for the Barbie and stuff like that. Some Barbies and stuff like that. It ended up being like $3, right? And so as soon as she get home, I told my wife about it because it just kind of happened in the moment. And my wife was just like, I ain't getting my money, So she went pop off the bottom of her piggy bank, bro, came with like a handful of coins. Like, hey, is this enough? So we were able to sit there, and it turned into a math lesson, right? So this quarter equals 25. So we were able to break down. I was like, all right, I need 5 more of these things. These are called dimes, right? I need 5 more of these dimes. Go get 5 more of these. These are 10 cents each. So we were able to sit there at the dining room table and go through and count out $3. And I was thinking like she had plenty of dollar bills. I was thinking like, just go get $3 that say they have one on them, right? But she went for the coins. I guess she liked the dollar bills. She wanted to keep her dollar bills, right?
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
So yeah, man, that was one way that we taught that. And then one of the last ways that I heard, man, that we have never tried this before, but Van Jones, who's on that video that we posted last week, he talked about when his girls were younger, they had jars at the house, and they had the Terrell principle on it. They had it broken down to whatever money they got. They put it into those jars and stuff like that. Yeah, and then eventually, when they became teenagers, he made them a bank account and stuff like that.
That's cool.
But that's another way too, man. So anything you want to add to that?
Nah, that's good, bro. I think It's funny because some kids they know how to count money before they know how to actually count and colors and all of that.
Hey,
They are familiar with money, but I think parents have a great opportunity to steward that and to help them out, and I think it's just good.
yeah,
Earlier the better. Everything is no facts, especially
yeah,
with them kids, boy. Every single thing, man. But yeah, man, it's good.
yeah, that's good, man. And I think one thing too, man, I'm telling y'all, if y'all didn't watch that video last week on Friday, y'all need to go back and watch it. Matter of fact, man, I think we need to
Send the
work
link.
on getting that video link out there. Let me see.
Yeah.
Let me see right here. I'm
Yeah, because Van be spitting now. Van,
telling you,
it's
man,
one
like
thing Van know about.
this dude, he knows so much about just life in general, right? Especially money right there and managing it well. And so I don't know how that shows up on y'all. So that's the video right there. It's just so many good tips right there in that video. But one thing he talks about, man, it's going to be the last thing as we land the plane for today. Last thing he talked about is us as adults investing into our future for our kids, right?
Mhm.
The concept of creating opportunities financially for our kids to be well off. And so that's one thing that's like, man, that's a goal for me. It's a goal for us
Yeah,
is to make sure that we aren't like hoarding all of our money in a sense of just saying, well, I work for it, it's mine,
yeah,
have to get, so saving up for school, making sure that they have different things. And man, it's a whole bunch of things that I'm interested in, like trust funds and all that kind of stuff. I don't even know how much money you got to be making for all that kind of stuff. But the idea is to be thinking about the fact that, hey man, I want my kids in the future to have a better start than I did, right? Not that my
yeah,
parents did anything wrong, right? Not that my parents, whatever, but for my kids, each generation needs to get better to financially be in a place where they're set, right?
yeah.
They may not be millionaires, right? They may not be like trust fund babies, and when they turn 18, they got access to $5 million and stuff like that.
Crazy.
But hey, if
Yeah,
we can get it there, why not? You know what I'm saying?
if they
And
can have
so,
something.
you know,
Yeah,
and with that investment, saving for your kids and for your future, and then also under that, teaching them the responsibility of money, right? Because you hear stories about people who won the lotto and stuff like that who didn't really have good managing skills. They win $100 million, but they broke in 2 years, right? And
hmm,
so we want to make sure that we are teaching them those foundational truths um, about money, about your finances, and then setting them up for the future, man. So that's one thing that I know I want to do is make sure, baby girl is set,
yeah,
she can
yeah,
have what she needs for the future so she can start off, so she doesn't start off in the negative as an adult, if that makes sense,
mhm.
right?
Yeah.
She
No,
doesn't
that's good.
start off with, crazy student loans or
Ain't got to worry
having
about
to
it.
spend all
Yeah,
that money on a car or stuff like that. Like, I want to be able to get to the point where, she has that set. And so the idea of generationally setting our kids up for that, I think is something that we should look forward to. And there's a lot of different ways to say it. Van talks about it a little bit in the video, and then you can, Google, I'm sure YouTube, all the different ways you can invest and save and talk to people about that, man. But as far as setting your kids up, man, for a solid future, man, what do you think about that,
set
man?
'em up. Yeah, I got a bunch of kids, so I definitely have to think about that strategically. So we already have accounts for each of our kids, and we were trying initially to do $100 a kid, but now we got four on the way, so or four. We got to put $100 in. I'm like, that
Four hundred
100
dollars.
might be every other month or every quarter, once a quarter type of
Y'all
thing.
got to share, okay?
But hey, look, yeah, especially the twins, y'all already sharing everything. So y'all gonna have to share this money. This pot of
Right.
money is gonna be for
Get them
both
a
of y'all.
shared account.
But yeah, so the thought for us had been like, man, let's we want to be able to provide for that. But even if they don't, like we be able to invest in entrepreneurial opportunities for them to have. Like if they want to take a gap year, we want to be able to provide for that gap year
You
where we
cut
don't
off
have
a
to.
little bit, man. You
My
go back
bad.
go
My
back
bad. I
about
don't
30
know.
seconds.
But the gap year, like there are things that we want to be able to provide for them, whether it's school, entrepreneurship, or just for a year, you want to figure it out. Like we want you to get an opportunity to figure it out. And I don't want you in $60,000 of student loan debt. Like that's definitely not a thing. So we're already trying to actively think through that. But I'm like, man, you think about it, like you said, trust funds and other things. there are other ways where you can be giving and that money multiply and you get a greater, outcome at the end. So that's something too that we want to do. But right now it's like, okay, let's do something. Let's do more than what we had, which our parents did great. My parents, they paid for my first year of JUCO, which was great. But then I was playing, and they were like, we can't afford you playing around.
Right.
I think if I can afford my kids a little more than that, I'm doing something right. Because my parents did a great job. But yeah, those are my thoughts.
And I think my parents did a good job of setting me up to have a solid foundation. And then there are some other things that we have, like the military and stuff like that helped us, man. And so like scholarships and different things like that that we have because of my parents, and they helped pay for stuff when we had it, especially in junior college and stuff like that. And I was fortunate enough for undergrad to get scholarships and stuff to help pay for stuff on top of what my dad and mom provided with scholarships and military stuff like that, man. So I felt like I was set. I ain't had the $100 million trust fund that I could tap into, but hey, I was set on a good foundation where I don't feel like I was in the negative at all. And I was able to start at ground zero and build, because of that foundation that my parents set, man. That was pretty cool. So, all right, cool. All right, man. All right, man. You got anything else?
Nah, bro. Van.
Yeah.
All of
Check out that
Go
video.
back.
Check out that video, man.
Check out that video
right there. And if y'all have any other advice or anything like that, man, y'all go ahead and leave a comment down below. If you're watching this on the replay and you are a financially smart person, man, leave some advice down in the comments, man.
Give us the gems.
Yeah. But other than that, man, thank y'all for tuning in to this episode of the Men to Men podcast, man. Thank y'all for hanging out with us, man. Y'all take care. And y'all have a good week.
Grace and peace.